Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are focusing on two words that you probably learned on, I don't know, your first day of English class. The phrasal verb, get back.
It really does seem foundational, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Almost boring. But when we were diving into the source material, we realized get back is a kind of grammatical chameleon.
A chameleon, I like that. It's a fluency superpower, really, because it operates across this entire spectrum.
Exactly. From the absolute everyday A2 basics all the way up to very formal C1 level discourse.
And that's our mission today for you, the learner. We want to transform this simple phrase into a tool you can use without even thinking about it.
Yeah, and our horses give us 4 really distinct meanings. But what I find most fascinating is this one singular grammatical anomaly we found that just runs through all of them.
Right, and instead of just listing every single tense, we want to look for patterns.
Because the real shortcut to fluency isn't memorizing charts, right? It's understanding the fundamental behavior of the verb.
So let's start with meaning 1. This is the core concept, the high-frequency workhorse. To return to a place or a condition.
This is the one you use all the time. The physical return. It's all about your daily schedule.
So, simple example.
The simplest. He gets back home from work at 6 p.m. That's the present simple in its, most useful form.
And crucially, that idea of return isn't just about a physical location. It can also be a status or a routine.
Yes, and that's where we see the continuous tense pop up when we're talking about a process.
Like an adjustment period.
Exactly. She is getting back to her normal routine after the trip. The process is happening now.
Okay, and what about when that process is finished?
Well, that's a perfect job for the perfect tenses. If you're talking about achieving a milestone, you'd say something like, I have gotten back to my usual fitness level.
Ah, so it signals the return to that former state is now complete?
Precisely.
And then there's planning and possibility, which feels pretty straightforward. For planning, you might just say, you will get back home late tonight.
Sure, future simple. But if you're giving advice, you might introduce a modal for possibility.
Like she could get back earlier if she leaves now.
Right. And we also use it when we treat the action as a concept itself, as a noun.
You mean with the gerund?
Yep. Getting back to a healthy routine takes time. Here, getting back is the subject of the whole sentence. It's a universal idea.
Now here's the really interesting part we flagged in the sources for this first meaning.
Okay.
The passive voice. I mean, you can technically construct the sentence.
The house was gotten back to by the traveler.
Oof, it sounds awful.
It's terrible. And the sources are clear. It's unnatural. It's avoided. You just don't say it.
And that passive resistance is our first big clue, isn't it?
It really is. It implies that returning, in this sense, is always an action driven by the subject. You aren't passively returned somewhere. You actively get back.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, let's move on, because the next meaning completely changes the context and the formality. This is where it gets really interesting.
Meaning 2 is to return to the main topic. And we are jumping straight from that everyday A2 meaning.
Right up to high-level C1 formality.
The words are identical, but the context, the situation, transforms them completely.
So this is the language of a lecture or a boardroom meeting. You're not going to use this with your friends at a cafe.
No way. Context is king here. So we often see the present simple used to describe a speaker's habit.
For example,
The professor often gets back to the main topic after short examples. It tells you this is a pattern in her lectures.
okay, and what if a speaker is planning their presentation? They're thinking ahead.
Then you'll hear definite planning structures, like be going to. The lecturer is going to get back to the main topic after this short story.
It's like a signpost for the audience telling them, don't worry, we're coming back.
It is. It manages expectations. And, on the flip side, we can use conditionals to look back and critique a presentation that failed.
You mean like a missed opportunity?
Exactly. You could use a hypothetical past conditional. If she had avoided that long tangent, she would have gotten back to the main topic earlier.
So you're analyzing the structure of the communication itself.
That's it. It's amazing how this basic verb is suddenly a tool for, rhetorical analysis.
And again, for the second time, the sources are completely clear. Using this meaning in the passive voice is just not done.
It's unnatural. The decision to return to a topic is an active, conscious choice made by the speaker.
So that pattern of active agency is getting stronger.
It's central to the whole phrasal verb.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at meaning 3, which is super common at the B1 intermediate level. To regain, recover, or retrieve something.
This is the transitive one, right? You get something back, there's an object involved.
Exactly. And that object can be something you physically lost.
And that's where the key distinction is. Tangible versus intangible.
Right. For tangible things, the past simple is your best friend. She got back her phone yesterday. Done. A clean, completed action.
But the real nuance comes with the intangibles. That's often about an ongoing effort.
It is. For an ongoing truth, you'd say, he gets back his confidence every time he succeeds. Or if someone is in the process of recovering right now.
We'd use the present continuous.
Yep. She is getting her strength back after the treatment.
Yeah.
You can feel the slow, steady process in that tense.
This meaning must be perfect for talking about things like money or security deposits.
Absolutely. For a definite promise, you use the future simple. You will get back your deposit next week. It's a guarantee.
And what if it's not a guarantee? If it depends on something?
Then you use a modal, like can, to show possibility. He can get back his money if he shows the receipt.
The condition is baked right into the sentence.
And that makes it perfect for functional conditional statements. If you follow the instructions, you will get back your account. A direct link between action and outcome.
Let me guess. The passive voice.
You guessed it. The sources emphasize it's extremely rare. You just wouldn't say the money was gotten back by him.
Because recovery feels like an active, effortful process.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's 3 for 3 on avoiding the passive. That is a powerful insight. Now for the fourth meaning, which is the most abstract and, frankly, the most dramatic.
Meaning 4. To retaliate or take revenge. This is high-level C1 stuff, and it's pretty uncommon. Reserved for high-emotion contexts, storytelling, conflict analysis.
And there's a huge structural clue here for this meaning. It almost always needs another word to make sense.
Yes, the preposition at. You don't just get back. You get back at someone.
That immediately sets it apart from the other 3 meanings.
It's the key identifier. If you're talking about one specific act of revenge that's over, you use the past simple. She got back at her colleague for taking credit for her work.
And what if the conflict is more like an ongoing saga?
Then the present perfect continuous is perfect for showing that persistence. They have been getting back at each other for months. It paints a picture of a long, continuing fight.
And we can also talk about the idea of revenge in a more general philosophical way.
We can, by using the gerund. Getting back at someone rarely solves anything. It lets us evaluate the very act of revenge.
The conditionals must be interesting here for analyzing intent.
They're great. You could use the first conditional as a warning. If you do that to him, he will get back at you. A future consequence.
Or you could use the second conditional to explore a hypothetical.
Right, to get into emotional motivation. If she felt hurt, she would get back at them eventually. It explores the intention to retaliate, even if it hasn't happened.
And for the fourth and final time, I'm assuming the passive form is a no-go.
Our source analysis confirms it's extremely unnatural. No one ever says they were gotten back at by her.
It's just wild to think that the same 2 words you used to say you got home from work are also used for high drama and revenge.
It is. So let's try to synthesize this core finding.
Okay, a quick review. We've seen 4 different paths. Returning to a place, which is A2.
Returning to a topic, C1.
Recovering an item, B1.
And retaliating, which is also C1.
But what's so fascinating is how these 2 words operate at such different levels, yet they all follow this one internal rule.
They all resist the passive voice. Get back fundamentally wants to be an active verb.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? I think the ultimate takeaway is this. When you use get back, think actively.
The action of returning, of recovering, of retaliating, it's always driven by the subject. You are the agent.
And this one constraint, this aversion to being passive, is the structural constant that guides all 4 meanings, whether you're speaking simply or in a high-level academic setting.
The sources consistently came back to this.
Okay.
So why? Why does a phrasal verb that implies movement or retrieval so strongly reject being passively acted upon?
That is the deep grammatical mystery here, isn't it? Is it because the act of returning or recovering or even retaliating is just inherently an act of self-agency?
Of will.
That's a great question, and it's something for you to mull over as you start using these 4 crucial meanings. Indeed, understanding how a verb behaves is always more valuable than just knowing what it means. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the surprisingly complex world of get back.
We hope your fluency just got a huge boost.